now is Indiana Senator Mike Braun, who sits on the Senate Budget and Appropriations Committees. Senator, I know that's a harsh assessment, but I just listed the three options that Congress does have before the government shutdown deadline, one of which is this temporary extension. Now, you say you normally vote against bills like that, but not this time. Explain.
So this time, we'd be handing the keys over to Nancy Pelosi, who we just fired, to do all the spending according to what they want to do. It's been on display for the last 2 years. We do this all the time. Laura, last year, we didn't complete the spending until March, so there's no rush. I'm on the Budget Committee, and you know who gavels us in there? Bernie Sanders. He's never done one thing about budget mechanics, so there is no good reason to give the Dems Nancy Pelosi as their swan song another year of what we've been contending with. This is based on when I got here 4 years ago, $18 trillion in debt. Now we're $31 trillion. So we're running $1.5 trillion deficits annually with this kind of nonsense. And you could do through budgeting, you could do through proper appropriations, all of this where you didn't bring it down to the brink. And why would we now, when politics have changed in the House, let Nancy Pelosi put her fingerprints on this when you don't need to? This place has gotten so out of line, it's just hard to imagine where we're at as a country.
Well, Senator, I mean, we kind of learned in this Hill piece tonight and in Politico earlier today that Mitch McConnell would prefer to work with Nancy Pelosi than he would Kevin McCarthy. I mean, that's where we are right now. Republicans have to understand that if they agree, these Republicans agree to this omnibus, that is a fact. He would rather work with Nancy Pelosi than work with Kevin McCarthy and risk the Pentagon not getting a blank check for Ukraine or for whatever else it wants to do. Do you agree with that?
No, I mean, this should be something Kevin McCarthy embraces. To actually lay a new blueprint out for what Republicans are going to do. A lot of what happened in the last election, we weren't clearly for something. We've been, over the years, I asked a Republican senator the other evening, how many times have we drug 10 to 12 Democrats along with a Republican initiative? He said, I can't remember ever. You've just gone through 2 or 3 of them where they dragged 10 to 15 Republicans along on their deals. I think people in the heartland, Indiana, where I'm from, they're sick and tired of that, not to mention that they brought earmarks back. So they did without earmarks for 10 years, and now they brought them back last year. This place is going to hit the ditch hard if a few of us don't start standing up, and we did recently. Recently in the Senate, there was some discussion that brought it to a head in our own caucus that we're not going to keep putting up with this rolling over to Democrats. That unholy alliance, they roll us because we want everything we want on defense, pleases the neocons, and they get everything they want on domestic spending, and we're another $1.5 trillion in debt by doing
And you have no leverage. And you have no leverage to push a conservative agenda.